I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin. I'm here with Kevin Matchi and the rest
Doing
of the Digits Club. Kevin, how are you doing today?
doing fantastic. It's early in the morning right now, so still full of energy, but definitely ready to go. Excited about this.
All right, perfect. We have a lot of questions for you. You have a lot of answers, hopefully. I see you
Oh
got
yeah.
the lights. I always appreciate your lights. Does it like turn the color automatically or is it like a rotator?
It's three different lights actually. One that's going to be like directly on me, and then I have two color ones that rotate. That
Damn,
way, one
that's
side gets a
fancy.
different color. It's really not expensive at all. The setups. I'm no like lighting designer at all. It was all just what I had around me, what I hadn't used.
Yeah,
I just put it all together, and I'm like, wow, this is something.
fair
So
enough. I'm
yeah.
basic. You just gotta appreciate what we have here.
No,
That's it.
it's good. Whatever works.
You've been active in the Digits Club for a while. I remember you were one of the first ones to join. Actually, once you joined the Discord, like way back, one of the first, I think, 200 people to join. I checked out your YouTube channel. Remember, I dropped that comment. We're
Right.
way back, and now we're here on the Digits Club YouTube channel. What has changed? How did we get here?
So I am happy to hear because I didn't know if I was one of the first ones to enter your YouTube channel, but thankfully I was because when I found you, it really helped me fill in the gaps that I didn't know about when it came down to crypto gaming and understanding and valuing a project and a team. Because white papers, every video would say, make sure you do your own research, read the white paper. But then you pull up the white paper, I don't know what I'm looking at, but
Right.
you, which I loved, took the time, regardless whether it was an hour video long, you took the time and you broke down what exactly you're looking for specifically. And that for me set the blueprint. I had an understanding finally of what it meant to look at good versus bad tokenomics, for example, because you
Right.
don't know what allocations is a red flag or not if it comes down to like for seed investors or for the full team. If I saw like 80% allocation to the team, I would be like, well, maybe that's okay, So I was really thankful to see your breakdown of these videos. So once I saw that, I immediately became a fan. Whatever you were doing, whether it came Discord or whatever, I made sure I jumped on board. And then from there on, I kind of veered off into, okay, well, now that I have understanding, I found my own niche inside crypto gaming. And
Hmm?
that's where I started my investing journey into that sector. Of course, I've always been involved in like your basic L1s, right? So Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, huge on those. But I was watching, your Alex Becker's, your Elio Trades, your crypto banters, and I was like, okay, well, there's something here because even during like stalemate markets or bearish markets, crypto gaming was just going off the roof, especially the metaverse. Anything with metaverse attached to it was just skyrocketing. So I knew I was missing out on something, but I didn't know how to value it. And that's when going off of what you were saying and going off of like other individuals out in Twitter and whatnot, I was like, okay, well, now I have a good understanding. And when I saw my projects that I was investing in early on in regards to crypto gaming kind of take off, I felt like, well, maybe there's some value that I can bring to this space. I can go off of those
Right.
individuals who helped pioneer this for me, and I can probably do my own thing. And I was like, well, I do have somewhat experience early in my days with editing and whatnot. So I figured I could find a way to make this my own kind of a thing. And that's what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping not to be like a copycat of anyone. I'm really hoping just to talk about things that I'm personally invested in while adding some flair here and there. Still figuring things out though, like music and volume. And there's a lot of little small things that I'm trying to
Yeah,
figure out
of
what,
course.
what works, what doesn't.
It's all
But
part of
yeah,
the process, right?
exactly. But that's my journey in a nutshell. And then I guess more towards the Digits Club Discord, as I said, like whatever you jump into, and especially getting to know you and your investing background and your entrepreneurship, yeah, definitely bullish on our club that we have here, on all those that are part of the
Same.
Digits chit chat, all of it's fantastic. So happy to be on board.
Very good summary. I'm also very bullish. In terms of obviously the YouTube content, right? It's just like what I feel like when I watch YouTube, and I barely watch any YouTube. So I think I'm one of the only ones that like I make a lot of content, but I consume very little. I just think generally it's boring, and I like to do my own research, right? So then in that case, I like specifically look for specific things. However, you get attached to the personality, right?
Mm,
So I
yeah.
watch a lot of food shows, and I love this guy called Mark Wiens. It's like an American Thai kind of guy, and he travels all around the world eating like foreign food. But when I watch other people eat food, he's just funny. He's just likable guy. He's like a
Yeah.
little bit older already, so I just watch his shit. Like literally, he makes so much content. I've been like binge watching back to like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really the thing with the whole YouTube thing and the content. You know, the content has to be good, but you also have to be a little bit likable, a little bit unique. I can't stand like, well, I mean, like they do really well, the whole BitBoy Crypto, these kind of Crypto, these guys. So
Yeah.
respect to them for building such a huge audience, but I just
Yeah.
can't stand that content. Like off your
Yeah.
phone in like
Yeah.
fucking 2 minutes, chaotic shouting and shit. That's not for me, mate. And that also attracts like the Moon Boys, right? Which
Yeah.
is like, I try to do the exact opposite. I'm actually bringing back the research reports as of today. So today I'm doing a full research report on Aperon, the
Oh,
whole
nice.
God game shit. So I will do that for an hour because people tell me like, oh, you know, the content is maybe a little bit too long. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Right? I just do whatever the fuck I want. So we're
Yeah.
moving back to the old school and
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
that. When you mentioned the layer ones, what is the distribution like? Because for me, it's like I switched my focus a little bit the last couple of weeks. So I've been accumulating a lot of Ethereum, right?
Hmm.
And then I play with the micro caps, right? Just like more of a gambling, crypto gaming
Yeah.
structure. But you have a more, I would say, reasonable portfolio, right? A little bit less risky, retarded, maybe. What
So
does that look like?
looking at it now, I would say before it was 60%, 20%, and a 10% breakdown. 60% being my L1s, and within that 60, I would have 30. I was always most heavy on Solana. So, but in that 60, I would have 30% on Solana, 15 Ethereum, 15 Bitcoin. Which, I mean, if you look at what they say to do, they say definitely go heavier on Bitcoin. So, I mean, there's still some fixing that I could do depending on the perspective of the individual. But then when it came down to the other 40%, I broke that down between 30% was more into more safer ecosystem-like cryptos, not necessarily crypto gaming, but pretty much for the whole space in general. And then the 10% was strictly on crypto games, a lot more risk involved. Games specifically, like that's where I threw in my Magic Craft allocation into when you
Right.
first talked about it. And things like that. When I see this, I'm trading that 10% on a regular basis. And since that's what my main breakdown is, but I can notice that it's constantly shifting more, like especially recently, more has been in the riskier side of things and less has been invested into
The dark side.
right,
Right.
right. Yeah.
Why do
Luna,
you think that is?
though. Oh, well, for a lot of reasons. Trading's fun, right? Like trading and being involved in more risk and trying to, I don't know, I guess be up to date with everybody on Twitter is also fun. But at the same time, there is a major shift happening. I'm a true believer when it comes down to where the crypto gaming market's going to be in a year, 2 years, 5 years from now. Currently we're at a market cap of roughly 25 billion in crypto gaming. I see that easily being $1 trillion market cap. I see a large shift happening, and I'm not necessarily talking about metaverse or virtual AR technology or VR technology, but I just see with crypto, with gaming being so huge in mobile uses, when play
Right.
to earn really becomes a big thing, when these AAA studios really take notice of the benefits that blockchain technology has, it's just going to be inevitable. I don't want to miss that party.
Can I
So,
ask you a difficult question? Because that's what I
sure,
was just thinking about.
sure.
Do you believe in the crypto gaming on the gaming aspect or on the crypto aspect?
Has to be,
Uh,
has to be both. Has to be both. Because the thing is, if you look at a lot of games right now, as an investor, it's it's cool being part of the party back in October and November when Play to Earn was kind of somewhat new and anything with metaverse attached to it was going off the charts. But the games themselves and playing these certain things, I don't know, it felt like I was playing my Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo or N64,
definitely,
you know?
definitely.
Right, because when you're going off of what's being out there currently on your major consoles and mobile games, yeah, they just don't keep up. But it's slowly getting there, you know? So going back to the last video we made with big time studios, they get it. They have an understanding of what entertainment means, what the dopamine system, dopamine reward system means. And that's crucial. Like games themselves don't even have a large lifespan. Naturally, they'll die out 2 years or 3 years after they launch. Naturally, all developers understand this. However, to have that average of a 2 year, 3 year lifespan, entertainment's huge. Otherwise, it's just going to be a month thing, you know? So
would you say from like the entertainment point of view, perhaps, because I'm looking for a different point, would you be so into crypto gaming that you would observe the games from an investment point of view and push your judgment whether to not to invest? So that's my point of view, right? I would say I look at the game, I understand the game components, but I would never fucking play any of these games, no matter how good they are, right? Because I'm not a gamer. I don't play games. I only play games with women, right? In terms of mind games. Because all in all, I mean, you have people that actually invest in these games and actually want to play these games. They love these games, but I can never love these games because I love money, right? It's more the investment side.
Now, Colin, I have a question for you. That as an investor, do you ever like just periodically play the game just for an investment idea of what your money's going into? Okay.
Yeah. So I would experience it if I could, or watch the gameplay as the individual, but I would never look at that from like, hey, I'm going to enjoy this. It's work because I care about the money. I care about my investment. And these games where they look good and take it into consideration, that's usually why I'm quite harsh on my feedback, because we had a call with a company this week. Next week, they're coming on an AMA, which is like, this is not a AAA title, but an A title. Yeah. And I just fucking destroyed them, right, on that first call. I was like, if you're coming on this AMA, be ready, because your vesting, your tokenomics, they make no sense. But also the gameplay, I mean, it's not as good as you think it is, in my opinion. Right? Because like everybody wants to be the next World of Warcraft. Everybody wants to do that thing. So Vladimir is saying we do enjoy Warzone. Yes, me and Vladimir is from my crew, right? We play some Warzone. Sometimes we haven't played in like 4 months, but last year we used to play like every weekend a couple of matches from the entertainment side of things. But I get bored quickly, so that's more for like he's in Ukraine, right? So that would be like, because we can't go to the pub. Because otherwise we would do that instead of play video games together. Right. But that like when I see Big Time, for example, or when I saw the initial gameplay of Sidus, right, way in the beginning, or Illuvium, right? Illuvium's demo was amazing. It was. Right? Yeah. But I'm like, people can actually play this how I played World of Warcraft 12 years ago, right? That's that initial spark. Right. But then when people ask me like, oh my God, play to earn, it's huge. What are you playing? I'm playing nothing. I'm playing the market. No, exactly. That's actually a well way to put it there. Because we are essentially playing the market, at least a large amount of us. So a lot, so to answer, I guess, all of that, I'm glad to hear that you do routinely play the game just to see what your money's going into for that small period. I'm very similar to you in that regard. When I look at the games that's out there right now, do I see myself playing any of the only thing I kind of got into it for a moment, for investing and for entertainment, was Pigaxi. That to me was actually fun, just that gambling side of horse racing and whatnot. And is it actually profitable. Playing a game, or is it more like enabling buttons?
It's more of just setting out a horse, similar to it was on Ethereum actually, but I can't think of the name now. But it's pretty much. Well, D-Race, but there was another one before D-Race that launched. I know about D-Race. Yeah, I can't think of it now. But regardless, they're all very similar, where you buy the NFT horse and then you breed it and then you watch it race among other NFTs. So is it actually
like gameplay that you're watching, or is it just you click a button and it says racing and 2 minutes later? Because I wouldn't say that's a game. right?
Okay,
They
yeah,
phrase that as a game the same way as I think
right.
like Ducky Land, that kind of shit. That's not really a game. It is a
Yeah, yeah,
game under like the gaming terms, but I'm saying big
yeah.
time, that's a game,
So
right?
like, right now, big time, I can see myself. And of course, I haven't played it or anything. Don't, but I've only seen the videos that you guys have seen, and I do see myself getting together with some friends to see what this is all about. I hope it lives up to its hype because I would like to. I'm not a gamer myself anymore, nor do I have the time to do it. But I would love to finally be part of a huge AAA game that's out in the blockchain. And if Big Time is the one to do it, I'd be proud for them and myself getting part of that. Now, like you were saying, though, everyone claims to be like the next World of Warcraft, right? So Magic Craft, or the next Clash of Clans, like Heroes of Mavia, even. And it's so easy to say these words. It's so easy to be a copycat to see of what works, right?
Right.
So it's definitely important to be mindful of that. That's where things like investing in the market becomes crucial because I don't think we believe Magic Craft's going to be World of Warcraft. But when you look at its low market cap, we possibly think other people are going to think that. And that's where it becomes advantageous to us. You know?
Well, perhaps, like I would say, I like Magic Craft. I just see that as like a hype project, right? So for me, it's not even about the gameplay. I don't think it will ever be. The way that team is set up, it's a cash grab 100%, and I'm along for the ride of that cash grab, right?
Yes.
They're
Yes.
gonna make a shit game, likely, but I'm there to ride the wave because they got like their whole team of shillers basically. So it's
Right.
like there will be hype, and I'll be there to catch that wave, just like from an investment point of view, right? But
Correct.
what I'm actually looking at, so like the games that are like actually exciting or used to be exciting, Sidus, Big Time, all these things, Illuvium, they take 4 years, 6 years to develop, right? Like a normal AAA game would. However, the blockchain space is changing too quickly, right? So while they're
Right.
developing, at the same time, they need to keep up with the market changes to make the adjustments, right? Because Axie
Correct.
just pushed out their like second edition or whatever the fuck they did.
The Ronin.
Pumped like 65, 70% this
Yeah.
week. That's like to be considered, I would say, because otherwise, I don't see these games raising $70 million and then pushing out some mini games basically to bridge that huge gap, where I feel that people are too bullish on the crypto gaming in general, because it will happen likely,
Yeah.
right? And it will bring the change, but it doesn't mean that you can release fucking shit games and throw money everywhere, because that's where people are focused on the gameplay and not on the money, right? Because that's why I would invest into Ducky Land, because I know when the market goes up, Ducky Land goes up. It's fun to see. I can see the adoption, but will it ever reach 10,000 active players? I don't think so. Because indeed, like you said, it's just a fucking rip-off of like an existing Farmville style game.
Right, right. And we as investors are looking at those that have this appeal to potentially new individuals that are just jumping on board to this big bubble of crypto gaming. And that's when we can, everyone here can become profitable is, okay, they're a copycat. We understand that. Now, are they a good copycat? Are they a good copycat to shill enough? And do they have a low enough market cap for us to take advantage of? You know, I feel like that's the approach that we're taking on this, which is nice.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, like I would say the main strategy is that this crypto space, the gaming, it will develop, right, linearly. So every time a game launches and does well, it will get better on the next game that launches, or how they develop the next expansion, or whatever they do. However, from an investment point of view, so that's why, again, it's not about the game specifically or the play to earn or the guilds or whatever. It's more about the investment point of view, as it always is with us, right? It's if I would spread all my investments and take like 25% global market increase, that's good for me, right? Or when I do see, okay, the team is good, the graphics are good, the game is good, the idea is good, all the partners that are involved are our partners on the Digits Club side, right? Okay, here I'm gonna commit like 50K instead of my regular 5K, because then you get that one spike potentially, right? But I would say for the bull run, same thing as with the launch pads, right? In a bull run, all the launch pads will do well because they launch projects. And that's why they're all suffering right now, because most of the launch pads were created last year just before the bull run. When they saw the bull run, all the launch pads seedified it like a fucking 16x, right? In 3 months. And then everybody was like, oh my God, they're making so much money. We should also make a Launchpad. That took them 4 months, and then the market went down, and now they're getting wrecked.
Yeah, it's true. It's
And,
definitely
and,
true.
that, and that's where you see the potential, I would say, in the crypto space. Do you do many Launchpads IDOs yourself?
So I was doing some early on back in October, November, but now I'm complete. I actually took everything out of my Launchpads. I'm ready to go back in. You know, I've been watching your videos to stay on top of the Launchpads, because Launchpads are kind of their own world, right? Because there's so many new ones popping out every week. Like SpinTop, I think, is releasing their Launchpad actually this week that I might jump into. But yeah, there's so many new Launchpads being pushed out. That ThE is honestly the only one that I'm always looking at, just to see if there's a good opportunity to buy, because I know ThE is not going nowhere. I know they're going to keep producing games within their website.
Well, do you think that like the $4, $4.65 currently, it used to be like $4, $4.20, $4.20. Did you get that one? About like $4.20 about like a week or two ago.
I've been DCAing. Let me pull up a chart of ThE actually.
Actually, if you want to share your screen, that's possible. If you want to show the numbers. But yeah, I mean, like it's interesting relative to obviously where it's been before. So I would assume if the next bull run occurs, we would either go to the previous all-time high or beyond that, right? Which is likely. Ooh, jellyfish.
Oh, right. Got my brave brow.
CoinMarketCap. Our favorite website.
Now, do you currently have an allocation on ThE?
No.
Gotcha. Well, it makes sense.
Because I have most of my racks in Ethereum, but yeah, I could easily. The thing is, you know, my Siri just popped off. The thing is, the relative numbers. I mean, it's important, right? Because for me, if it would go like bullish and ThE would go to $6-8, I can still make an entry, but most people can't, right? So that's why I'm like telling people, or at least what I would do if I would have less budget, because most people are not playing with my kind of cash flow, right?
Gotcha.
So that's something to consider. I'm not going to say how much, but I would say close to 7 figures, right? So in that case, I mean, if it's $2 difference with Vulcan, I'm pushing 40K, 5% gain is fine for me. But if you would make 5% gain on $100, doesn't make that much sense, right? Well, it does make sense. Money is still money, but it just doesn't compound that quickly.
Yeah, very true. And now, do you still DCA into Vulcan? Because I know you just brought that up, and that's
I pulled it out at like a 5% profit, so 2.5K for that one.
Gotcha.
Because I'm now stacking Ethereum, right? So I'm getting rid of some of the NFTs that I bought in the. I bought a lot of Neo Tokyo NFTs when it like crashed 2 weeks ago, and right now it's like yesterday the bid floor it doubled, so I'm just selling. Like 10 Ethereum profit, 8 Ethereum profit, 4 Ethereum profit, like doop, 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 doop. It's just like when people panic, it's like the best thing. I know it's like it goes against the emotions like 100%, but you just gotta push through it. Like when the floor crashes, like with Vulcan, you know, that $9.9 entry wasn't the best entry. It appears, right?
Yeah,
but people said like, oh my God, you could have gotten A20. But I made 2,500 and 99% of you never made the entry. That's the difference, right? So at some point you got to make the entry. I'm not a TA guy. Lately, I've been enjoying the flips a lot with the NFTs, right? Because I mean, the coins are still coins, right? And it's more like a stock market type of flow, and there's like some patterns. But with NFTs, it's more like a zoomed out kind of thing. So it's like a 4 to 6 week pattern, and you can just easily read what's going on. It's so easy. And people are, well, I don't want to say dumb, but they are dumb, right? Because how can I buy your NFT for 9 Ethereum and 2 days later sell it to another individual for 18? And this is like a recurring pattern. Right.
Yeah.
So when I see, and I follow some big wallets as well. When I see them buy in, I just buy in.
Gotcha. Right? So wallet tracking. Yeah.
Yeah, because they are oftentimes either seeing the same pattern as me, or they are ahead because I just can't keep up. I'm doing too much shit.
Right. Yeah, that's a good method. I think there's actually a website, and I want to see if I can find it, but it does a good job tracking wallets in the NFT space. And then there's other kind of websites too that allows you to like snipe NFT deals that are like 20% below the floor price. There's a lot of cool tools out there that these guys in the NFT world are using. And I feel like I know the NFT space well, but then when I compare myself to like these OGs in the world, like, yeah,
Yeah,
there's just so much that goes into it.
definitely.
Current,
It's very time consuming as well.
yeah, exactly. And there's the projects being launched like a million or 100 at least every day or every week. But I am diversifying myself, and I hopefully plan on making a video of NFTs because there's so much going on, not only in Ethereum though, but Solana and in my mind, Luna, because Luna, the L1 is still going crazy right now. It's looking good.
Yeah.
It's got great TVL. So I think the space of NFTs for the Luna ecosystem is going to be growing. Solana, I mean, some alpha, I guess, for in the NFT space is the gods. The gods has just been going off the charts. I think were originally like 30 SOL, and now they're at like 100 plus SOL right now for the
Is
gods.
it that one that yesterday it got the highest sale on Solana ever, like 500 Solana, something like this?
Possibly. Let
It's
me
the guy
see.
with the trident, yeah?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
gods,
yeah.
man, dude, they're
I
just
saw
going
it.
off the
I keep in the
charts.
loop.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I have one the gods, nothing fancy. If you have that halo, you're looking good because that's a rare the god. But I know I just have a basic one, but I'm still the space itself is cool. But have you thought about making maybe a video of like, top 5 NFTs that you're making, and then like throw in Digits Club as like one of
Uh,
them?
no, not really. The thing is, the NFTs that we're building or the NFTs that I'm trading?
Um, I guess either or. I guess both of them could
Because
be a
the
successful
flippening that
video.
I'm doing, it's all manual and I'm only trading what I know, right? So I'm
Okay.
very heavily involved with Neo Tokyo, not specifically the
Yeah.
community, but more so the trading of these NFTs. I have an Omnipresent, which is the most rare land. I have character 5 ID on the Outer Citizen, which is like number 5 out of 4,500. I sniped that
Wow.
one.
Wow.
I have like 3 citizens. So it's like just stacking up all the rarest items. So when the bull
That's
market comes,
cool.
it's like I think this year so far I made about 80 Ethereum just off like flips of those NFTs. But I only buy that collection because I know that collection. So I know what the NFTs are worth top of my head. I don't need software. I check it like 5 times a day, all the collections that they have. And usually I don't even
Gotcha.
buy. I just put fucking low ball bids. And then well, that's what I used to do. Now I don't have time because I have a huge dilemma, which I will touch upon in a second. But I'm just doing like 20, 30% under the bid floor. And then I only do like expensive items. So I don't buy floor items. I only buy like expensive items.
Oh.
And then usually like, for example, well, I can do a screen share maybe. Let me just hide the porn. And then I can go to OpenSea. And show you, maybe give a little small live demo of what I'm actually doing. Sometimes what I'm doing. All right, OpenSea, can you see this?
Yeah.
All right, so the Neo Tokyo citizens are basically citizens, right here. But you also have the outer identities, which will very soon be uploaded to be S2 citizens. So this is the collection, 4,500. I have. And the whole thing with Neo Tokyo is there's no roadmap. Nobody knows what these things are for. A lot of people hate it. I don't mind because I'm actually trading the NFTs and I'm there for the builders community. They share a lot of good information about building companies and that kind of shit. But basically they're filtered on the allocation. So this is the rarity. They will, S1 citizens yield a currency, bytes, and S2 will yield cash, another currency, which is not live yet. And this is basically the allocation, how it works: low, medium, high, very high, top tier. How that actually works, nobody knows yet. But I have a medium and a high allocation. And of course, I've been eyeballing the top tiers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see, they're quite expensive. But this is mine. As you can see, Digits Fault, that's me. And I bought this one for 12 a while ago. So as you can see, it was a low ball bid because this guy didn't list it for 12. This guy listed it for, I bought it a while back, listing for 60. you get fucking hella bit. So he listed it for 100 Ethereum, and then he dropped it to 20, which was a signal for me that he wants to get rid of it for 100 to 20. So I put in a $12 bid and he accepted it. And then Neo Tokyo went crazy. Everybody was like, who the fuck is this guy? He just bought the fucking number 5 ID, because this is the rarest one. It's like purple with black border.
Yeah.
And you got like, you need to learn the rarities, right? It takes some time, but that's why you always got to do your research, because it's like the top tier purple text, orange text, purple border is the least rare top tier. Then you got orange with orange is rare. And then orange with black is the most rare. So this is 26, but as soon as the upload starts, I will up it again. So just if somebody snipes it right now, I make 100% ROI on this, and that's good. But this is basically the things I look at. And then what you can see is, like, for example, if you look at the low ones, these are now 3 Ethereum, right? But then we go to activity and we go to a couple of days ago. 3 Ethereum, 2.3, 1.9, 1.8, 1.7, 1.75, right? So this was only 4 days ago, and you would have made a 100x return on this. But the thing is, of course, these NFTs are $5,000 a pop. You would need at least $50,000 to be comfortably playing with this shit. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
That's why I don't recommend this to anybody. It's super risky. You might be having to hold on to some $10,000 worth NFTs for like 2-3 months, which is not ideal. But I basically play that system like over and over again. So when I have like leftover money and I feel like doing something, I like to buy Neo Tokyo Vaults. Those are like limited things. They're not being made anymore. And I just buy like the entire floor. So I basically buy all 5 of the floor, and then the floor goes up like 2 Ethereum because of it. And then I list them higher, and then the next person can either undercut me or buy my vaults. And usually I sell 1 or 2, and then I made my money back. But it's more of like a long-term thing.
Now, did you take part in the Neo Tokyo meta tournament by any chance?
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
With like 2 characters.
That is awesome.
But I got killed in like fucking 5 minutes. So
still, it's the experience behind it. That's awesome.
I did play myself. Yeah, it was quite funny, and cool. we got some good free NFTs because of that. So my sister's boyfriend and me played, and we had to play at like 1 a.m. our time. So it's definitely fucked up. But yeah, that was a really good experience. It was quite fun. But now the headache is that I'm working on, actually, just a fun fact. Like we had the Digits Club update video, right? Which was released, I think, Wednesday, so like 3-4 days ago. And people started talking about those characters, right? I see GC is on this call, that's why I'm saying it. I've spent the last 3 days breaking my fucking skull 6 hours a day trying to fit these characters into our ecosystem with all the future plans I have, which I also haven't announced yet. So GC, fans, if you're watching this, thank you for your suggestions. I'm looking to make a collection with characters, PFPs for Digits Club, but I just need to tie it into the ecosystem, which is a lot harder than I thought, because we're not going to just make them status. They need utility. I can't go against my own words where I say, don't buy NFTs without utility. Yeah, status is utility, I know, but I want it to fit into the ecosystem. So I'm wrecking my brain the coming days to make it fit. But I think it would be very cool if we all have like the profile picture of the actual Digits collection, if they're characters. What do you think?
I like that idea. Yeah, because I mean, the profile picture is huge, right? Especially in Twitter. Like if you have, Solana Monkey Business or, well, what's interesting is Journey Club didn't take this route yet. So, and I don't see individuals posting a picture of their Journey Club NFT either, but I think it would be cool for us being, I guess, very similar in a lot of different ways with Journey Club, but taking a profile pick approach. That'd be pretty cool, especially if like your Digits Club, I don't know what design you have in mind already, but with that Digits like green matrix kind of look in the background and some kind of an image up front, that would be pretty cool. I definitely rock that.
There will be a lot of exciting announcements, but I'm not allowed to make any promises. So I will just say I'm thinking about it, and
Yeah.
that's about it for now. But it's difficult for us, because the thing is basically I want utility. I'm a huge pro in utility. I want to bring the value, but
Right.
we have the Digits Club, we have the Track Digits, we have the Digits Pad coming, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
want that character to be a centralized utility of combining the entire ecosystem together about what we have now and what will be released in the future. So it would be the centerpiece that moves around the entire ecosystem,
Mm-hmm.
which is a lot more difficult to incorporate than just like, okay, pushing the artwork is not really that difficult, right? Because I have the designers, we did make some samples, it looks quite interesting, the base ID. But we would want this to be our brand, right? It has to be the PFP for everybody in the ecosystem. And once we make that marketing push, I spoke with the team, right? We can spend $500,000 promoting this. It's guaranteed sellout, but it will boost the Discord. It will boost everything, the DAO, the allocation we get, the partnerships. It will be one big fucking acceleration. Basically, we do our own incubation of the project. But the big but is it has to fit perfectly, right? And that's
Yeah.
while these assets are being built. I mean, it's a challenge, right? And we solve problems as business developers. So this is quite, it's not even a problem. It's a huge opportunity, but I'm definitely very bullish and happy because I get frustrated, right, when I can't find the answer. And I know the answer. I
Yeah.
have one utility, but I'm like, okay, we have so many moving parts, so many components. Where does it tie into this entire ecosystem? And of course, there are assumptions about actually going back to Journey Club. It was quite interesting you mentioned that. So they had the mint pass, right? They just released
Mm-hmm.
the Planet Solo mint, right?
What's that?
Their first game, NFT collection for
Oh,
their first game. Yeah.
okay.
So they had 10,000 people who hold the Journey Club, so 10,000 passes, get a free mint. And then he decided to do a cash grab and make the collection 20,000. So he could also sell another 10,000. Man,
Yeah.
the Journey Club pass in the last month was 4.3 Ethereum. Right now, I think is 1.3 Ethereum.
No shit. Yeah,
Crashed.
look at that.
All the OGs left the club. They got hella FUD and fucking, I don't even know what the guy name is, but he doesn't give no fucks, right? So
Wow.
he's doing what he believes is the right thing. I think the artwork is ugly as fuck. I think the game is quite interesting, but they're taking a long time. And I mean, like, I think his projects, his launches so far, and respect to him, right, as a business guy,
Right.
but I think he's gathered like 70 million or so, something so far. And I mean, like, what are you going to do with 70 million if you only have like fucking 4 employees? And I think that's one of the biggest things. The transparency is super important. That's one thing. But obviously,
Right.
if he raised 70 million, good for him. Let him take 25 million. Let him take 30 million, right? That's his brand. Like, he put in the effort. Like, fuck, he needs to make some money because he's the entrepreneur. But
Right.
I mean, reward
Wow.
the people that were there from the start. Don't fuck them over by making a 10,000 piece collection and then releasing another 10,000. Why? Just because you need another 30 million? Okay, if you do, where's the money going? Right? Is it
Right.
like, are you going to spend 15 million of that 30 million at least on the community? And not something like futuristic shit, right? Like, oh, we're going to buy like a game studio for like 2 years. It will be amazing. No, the community wants something now because they want invested into these fucking expensive NFTs.
Right.
And you're being a dickhead about it. So we're taking, basically, I'm looking at Neo Tokyo because it's a lot of FUD in Neo Tokyo right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Journey Club. I'm looking what Unix is doing. I'm looking at AnyPad, so I'm not doing what they're doing. And we want to do basically, like, we made some mistakes and we're going to make a lot more mistakes, right? But if you're just constantly aware of, I think I'm a pretty decent entrepreneur from what I've built so far, not only in crypto, but like also in general, right? But you still have customers, right? And you take their money, which means that you have to bring them value. And I feel like, let's bring it back to play to earn gaming. The idea right now with these crypto games and the crypto market in general is, let me take your fucking money and I will decide if I'm going to deliver you some value, right? And that's like a core mistake in the principle of business, right? It's an exchange. I give you value
Absolutely.
in whatever you appreciate, and in return, I get money,
Right.
right? But in the whole concept right now, it's like, oh yeah, we have a shitty game, and we're just gonna sell like fucking 25,000 NFTs, make like $2 million, and then fuck you off with a game that was already made 6 years ago and didn't sell in the regular market, so it will not do well in the crypto market, and that's it, bang.
Wow. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm looking at the chart right now. So it's at 5.1 ETH, now currently sitting at 1.18 ETH. That's crazy.
Can you imagine how hard you got fucked if you bought that at 5? And I mean, like, that's
Yeah.
your own decision, right? That's your own decision.
Right.
I'm looking at the Dutch auction mint that happened for that pass. So they sold that pass for like three ETH, I think. The mint was like 2 or 3 ETH, and now it's 1.1 ETH, which means that $30 million has evaporated, right? And I think like that happens. And nothing against this Journey guy or whatever his name is. I don't watch his content because I think he's very monotone. But in general, I would say as a business owner and the guy that is building, you need to feel some responsibility. You need,
Absolutely.
you don't need to make promises or empty promises, but just say like, hey guys, I'm aware that this is a problem. We should have done things differently, but we didn't. And now I'll try my hardest to deliver something great, which I think is great. And if you don't appreciate that, that's fine, right? But he's just quiet. He's just ignoring it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what happens is the FUD becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think like every entrepreneur will make huge mistakes in this space. It's unregulated. We have no experience, but at least look around what other people are doing. And some guy saying like NFT Llama is a great guy. He's doing an amazing job. I'm going to rewatch this recording or write it down, NFT Llama, and then I will watch his shit and see what he's doing and take the best learnings from that. And I don't understand why other people are not doing that.
Right. Absolutely. What I was thinking too is because we were talking about ways of utility for NFTs, and one thing that I've seen a lot of projects are jumping into, and something that I would love, you know, and just throwing it out there, would be some NFT staking. Right. So NFT staking would be really bullish and provide a lot of utility.
So Vladimir told me about NFT staking. So we stake the Digits Club allocation NFT for points, right? For the Launchpad, for DigitsPad. However, we don't have a token yet. So what would be the return for that staking that would yield something?
Very true. Maybe it doesn't have to be a coin unless we want it to be a coin.
What would you otherwise reward them for the stake, right? Because I mean, like, yeah, let's fucking stake from a business point of view. You cut the supply, right? But from a user point of view, why would you stake?
I think I'm trying to remember these other projects that I remember they took a different route. I don't know, but yeah, there has to be something beyond just a coin. But yeah, I don't know yet. I have no idea. I got to brush up on my NFT utilities that's being thrown out there. A lot of it's cash grab. Yeah, it is. It really is.
And that's what I like when I talk with Mirko from Unix. I just feel like he gets it. Like these NFTs, he basically taught me a lot. I learned a lot from talking with him like off camera about NFTs because they have such a big utility. Like the opportunities are, I don't want to say limitless, but there's like 99% more utility to gain on NFTs than what it is right now, which is mostly cash grabs, right? It's just what it is, which is fine. Like that's part of business. That's part of the evolution system that we're going through. But the opportunities are just used. One thing that I need an NFT consultant for, like specifically somebody about smart contracts, but advanced. I want to know there's one Launchpad that makes NFTs about reselling unreleased vesting. I want to know how that works. I want to build it into a marketplace, something like this, where you basically have allocation from a certain round and you don't want to wait until the vesting, but the coin value has already increased. And you can basically buy that option call, right? You can basically buy that vesting that's unreleased, which I think is like mind-blowing. But how does that work? And the thing is, It's possible because somebody has already done it, but they don't want to tell you how they done it because that's their unique element. So
Right.
you need somebody who's experienced with NFTs and smart contracts and this and that, and they're very difficult to find. That's basically the thing. But I think like when I see things like that, I'm like, man, we're just at the beginning of this
Oh
stage,
yeah. Oh
right?
yeah.
And I
Absolutely.
think one more element that so next week we're pitching like the Digits ecosystem to very big partners like AAA brands. And the main thing, one of our main statements that we've made so far, which is working really well, of course, like we're in this business to make money, right? We're entrepreneurs. That's what we do.
Absolutely.
However, we don't need money. That's a different thing. You know, we have businesses that generate money. And a lot of these games, they are bootstrapped, which makes sense, but they need money, therefore. And if they don't sell 10K collection, then the project is a failure, right? Because
Yeah.
they have a huge team, they have huge overhead. Like, I can explain you how our business works, but we barely have any overhead because we share the profits equally, right? Between all team members, which
Yeah.
means that more money comes in, people earn more money, less money comes in, people earn less money. Super agile, super interesting in my opinion. But that goes back to the fundamentals. When we look at these games, right, the gameplay is amazing. Yet I think for the longevity of the project, I spoke with a game this week which burned through $10 million in 6 months. I'm like, well, that's a crazy burn rate, right? Either your team is too big or your roadmap is too long or too short. Like, what are
Right.
you doing? Like, there are some significant problems because relative to other projects, if you raise 10 million and then burn 10 million in 6 months, the CEO has no adequate thoughts about the lifetime of your company, right? Because in any strategic, you would think that the CEO knows how to use his fucking brain and can see the fucking cash go down and not do anything about it for 6 months and then panic.
Right.
Because you raised 10 million. I mean, if you raise 10 million, you must know a thing or two. You're
Yeah.
not a retarded. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to you. Back to you, because I'm taking over this call. I'm ranting too much.
No, I
But
love it.
this is like my favorite topic to talk about. Like all these things when I'm like, I'm not the complaining kind of dude, but
No,
I
no, it's
feel
fun.
like people should be not entitled, the opposite of the entitlement. They should feel responsible to be better, but not specifically only for the audience, but because they want to be, because they can
Right.
build something great, right? And it's just
Absolutely.
the biggest risk in this market and in general is wasted opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Wasted potential.
Yeah.
These people, these young guys, even with like GC is doing an amazing job for us. Shout out to him. Shout out to Miles. If you're watching this, they're 19, but they have
Wow.
such huge potential, right?
I had
So
no idea.
I'm willing to
Wow.
give them an opportunity and obviously build that opportunity along, right? But
Yeah. They're
soon
gonna
they will
be.
step forward with things that you're like, when I was 19, I was smoking cigarettes and playing video games all day, right?
When I was
And these,
19, I was just about girls. Like I had no idea about investing at all.
you're
Wow.
married, yeah?
Now I'm married and toned down. That's why I'm investing now. It makes you invest.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair. Um,
Good
but
for
yeah, I
them.
mean, like the opportunities with these young guys, and I mean, like the thing is, they can do it. They have energy. They understand everything. They just need what I didn't have when I started, which is guidance. So I was 3 years into my business journey when somebody gave me guidance, like a very, very experienced entrepreneur, a woman actually, who I still is one of my best friends right now, 4 years later. But she basically gave me a basic principle. This is how business works. Watch out for this. Watch out for this. This is what you need to be aware of. And everything just skyrocketed because of that. Because you're just a missile. Yeah, you want to take on everything, too much responsibility, no focus, and
Yeah.
sometimes you have to say no. You have to learn when to say no, right?
Exactly.
And it's
Exactly.
very, very difficult. There's a lot of comments now. Let me just have a quick look. um,
That's awesome. Good for them though. For those that are younger than 21, you are so early. You know, so if you're older than 25, I'm 31 for example, and I feel like I'm late in the game. I was big on the stocks and the real estate world, but I'm happy to be part of this crypto gaming revolution. If you're just 19, man, only good things ahead. So congrats to those.
I feel like, yeah, 100%. Just like you said, if you're 19 right now, or even if you're 21, something like this, I think the
Yeah,
barriers are
yeah,
like 22, 25. That's where it basically breaks. But before
yeah,
21, right now, all you have to do, and that's what people told me as well, and that's what exactly what I did and what I am doing. It's the best day of the year right now, and I'm here in the office talking with you guys because I want to, right? And
yeah,
everybody is like at the beach or doing whatever the fuck they're doing,
yeah,
but if you just grind out the days become weeks, the weeks become months, and the months become years. You will not have what most people have during that time, but sooner or later you'll realize that um, it's about freedom, it's about options, right? For me, at least. Like I can do so many different things. I don't have to work. I want to work,
yeah,
right? But the great thing is that these guys actually have, I don't know, they can be a billionaire in 5 years
yeah.
if they make
And
the
they
right
can
choices.
and they can make mistakes, right? They have the time to be able to make those mistakes, right? So as you get older, the mistakes become a little bit more time sensitive, you know? So yeah, if you're that young, be out there, be willing to take those risks, you know, do what you can, keep learning. And that's amazing.
And I mean, like, even if you're older, somebody saying like, "Oh, I'm 28, I'm 29, you're 31,"
Yeah,
that's still um, relative to how you look at things,
right,
right? Because
right.
I mean, in this crypto space, what I've seen at least with like ecosystems, a little bit more behind the scene as well. So people don't really like to talk about publicly how they build their enterprise, right?
Yeah,
But now I got more contacts. They want to show me stuff and learn from them and etc. But I'm like, these entrepreneurs, they have like 100 people working in their company, and I'm like, you're a dickhead if you're not a billionaire in 10 years, right? Because the opportunity is there, and if you fuck up, you can do it again. Things are moving so fast right now, but you have to take one thing into consideration: build it not for the money. I think I said that yesterday on the Unix call as well. You don't know what to do with 100 million, which means you also don't know what to do with a billion, right? It's not about the money. It's about what you can add to the ecosystem, which is our society, right?
yeah.
Um, and that's basically what I've been, and I'm hijacking your call again, but
No, you're not.
with the
This is good.
characters, I've always said like, not no to these fucking characters. I don't want these characters. And then Herman, who's basically a very experienced entrepreneur, right? He came into
Yeah.
Digits Club as a partnership manager, but he has probably more experience in business. He's been an entrepreneur for like 30 years, so more than all of us
Wow.
combined, right?
Wow.
And he has very good insights. And he said like, but don't you understand? The people want to be part of something, right? They want to be, right now, these digits NFTs and stuff, like they feel that other people bring the connection and our family is not coming as close together, and this could tie them together, right? So we were like, okay, let's give away this shit for free, right? Because for us, it's not about the money here. Let's do a free airdrop. But then again, like, what does it take to make such a collection? Like $15,000, it's not a big deal, right? 20,000 for us, like, let's just push it. But then again, it's like, okay, now we have these PFPs. Where's the next value, right? Of this collection, and that's where like, okay, we have this ecosystem. Don't
Mhm.
rush this shit. There's no reason to rush it, right? Just think it out properly, how it could tie into everything, and that's when I see
That's
like
interesting.
Pixelmon, for example,
Yeah.
right? He had a good idea. He was way blown away with the hype, and then they messed up, right? Such an insane opportunity, because they could have been the next Suzuki, basically, right? I'm not familiar with these giant sets, but he could basically be in the top 5 blue chips. But they fucked up so bad, there's no recovery from this, right? And this will haunt him for the rest of his days, right? Because he raised a lot of money and he's now trying to
Yeah.
fix it, and he can not do anything because the FUD is just overwhelming for this young guy. I don't know how old he is, but I don't think he's that old. And I think that's what dude is 21. Yeah, so that's quite young in my opinion.
Yeah.
And even
Yeah.
with the I do many calls, right? So next week I have 5 AMAs with all games. Every single day I'm doing an AMA in the Digits Club, but I
Yeah.
have to list that today actually in the event calendar. But this week, and we speak with them before, like, what's it actually about? Like, is this even interesting to talk about? And there was a guy who's like, yeah, okay, we're going to raise 25 million. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I'm like, okay, what's your entrepreneurial background? Well, I'm working actually still in a hospital, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is going to be a disaster,
Yeah.
right? 25 million, which is still possible with NFTs, right? They want to do a Binance NFT marketplace. So Binance will raise the money, right? It's not a problem. You leverage their name, you do some promo, but this guy will not be able to manage the company. It's not impossible, but it's extremely unlikely, right? That
Yeah. Yeah.
somebody who's working at a hospital, what about
Yeah.
side hustles? What about
Right.
um, time? He's like, yeah, I'm used to working 80 hours a week, but you're not used to working where all the pressure is on you. Like you still
Yeah.
have pressure. You're still operating on people or whatever the fuck you're doing in a hospital, which is
Right.
tiring, but now it's
Exactly.
mentally tiring, physically tiring. You have the pressure.
Exactly.
Um,
Right.
and everything is fun and games until somebody comes knocking for that 25 million. Because it's
Exactly.
an investment, they didn't give you the money. Well, with NFTs, they kind of give you the money, but it's still, people don't feel that responsibility. It's just like, okay, let me just raise 5 million and fuck them, right?
Yeah.
And that's what
Yep.
I said when we started Digits Club. I slowly expanded the team, which actually went quite quickly. But I tell everybody that comes on board, you're going to be here for the next 3 years. Just know that, right? Because we pay good, but also if you don't want to be here for the next 3 years, we don't want you on our team. Simple. I told
Yeah.
you when you made the
Yeah.
first YouTube video, I told you this is a long-term thing. I want you here because I see the
Right.
potential that you have. And I think Kiri is on this call. So I offered Kiri this week a long-term gig, and I told Kiri, for
Nice.
him, it's like also like he's like, oh, is this like for 2 months until the next mint? I'm like, no, 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 no. Like we want to bring everything tied together. And
Yeah.
obviously, then it's like other good projects are doing this, right? But it's maybe 2% of the projects. So automatically, I think that's just my thoughts. The audience
Hmm.
feels better, more
Absolutely. And
comfortable, more value.
right. And as a member of the community, when we were talking about this, I always wanted to know how can I bring value. And so when you reached out to me, I was like, this is perfect, because now I can just throw in my 2 cents of these certain projects that I'm investing to. And maybe there's a percentage out there in the Digits Club that's been, wondering what should I do about Veracity? What should I do about Ultra? What's this land sale of big time? Or how is Phantasma Chain going to be entering and changing the game of crypto gaming? So, things that I look and spend a lot of time into, I can add that part of value. And then there's, the launch pads that other people are throwing out. So crypto gaming is so huge that having these personalities throwing in their 2 cents is important. So that's why I was happy to be part of the YouTube channel that you created.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's see what we have planned. So when the marketing push comes, everything will just likely blow up, right? So just laying that foundation. What do you think is like the hottest thing moving forward? Because I know we just like all of us, I appreciate everybody. We just did an amazing 20-minute pitch for Digits Club, but let's move back to the crypto gaming. Uh, when we talk about like, because I know you spoke about like Ultra before, like I think when I look at these projects, I understand the financial component, but I think the project is boring, right? And I
Mm,
like to be entertained. I'm super sporadic, so I'm like, okay, this is cool, and then I just get obsessed with it, right? But I just like
yeah,
feel like Ultra, I get the investment, I will buy it again,
yeah.
right? But I'm just not excited about the project. It's like quite boring in general, right? What they're
A little
doing.
dry. It
Yeah,
definitely is a little dry, but it makes sense because what it's trying to do is there's when you have the monopoly like Steam, Google, and Apple taking away a large percent from these developers, then you have Ultra coming out saying, well, we're going to charge a much lower developer fee. You guys are charging 30%. We're only going to charge 15% or even 12% with a referral program. That's when it's like, well, shit, maybe Ultra's really going to be doing something. I mean, whether they're genuine, decent people or they just found a loophole on this monopoly, I think it can be really advantageous for an investor. So I'm bullish on Ultra. And it's not like hyping me up or anything or making me like want to
yeah, because
jump
the
into.
website, I checked it out yesterday. It's still the
Yeah,
same. It's like they're taking
yeah,
their time. It's not like
they
a
are.
Moon Boy project at all.
Right. Yeah. Similar to you. I went on the website. I mean, it looks dry. Like presentation wise, the software itself, it's dry. But I do think developers are going to look at that huge advantage of having to pay 15% less to Ultra that's on the blockchain and think like, okay, well now maybe there's something here. And there's so many other perks that Ultra is offering too, that Steam and these other ones, they may offer. The only part about Ultra that I'm somewhat bearish on is these other companies may just adapt to Ultra and say, all right, fuck, Ultra's doing 15%. We'll go to 20%. That way we won't charge such a hefty fee. But at the same time, we have the big contracts. Like, who is Ultra? Come to us.
Well, I
Come
think
to
that's
Apple,
like
Google. Yeah.
a huge risk if Steam would all of a sudden accept NFTs and stuff, and
Yeah.
Steam will say we'll take a 5% fee if you sign with us for 2 years, and they push Ultra out of the market this way.
Right.
And that's like the risk, of course. But I think they have like the connections are really important, right, for the team. So I often see this happening. It's funny, like I can say this from my own experience. We as in myself and Herman approached the Launchpad several times. So we did like 2 to 3 follow-ups each, right? And yesterday, Outrage, one of our mods, is he here today? I don't think so. He basically got in contact with them through like a mutual conversation or whatever. And he made the introduction after I made a YouTube video, which he shared in their Telegram. And I'm not on Telegram, right? So, and now all of a sudden they want to do a partnership. And I used to be salty, right? And just say like, oh, if you didn't want it before, now we're bigger. We don't want it now. But I'm like, no, let's pick up that partnership. Let's talk. Let's do an AMA. Let's see what we can do, because it's quite an interesting Launchpad. Firestarter. Quite interesting to see where it can go, but it's the connections, right? This guy who's like, I'm like, oh, he's just a mod for us, so he doesn't have those connections, but they just pull in like the sites and everything. Where also I'm seeing like the bigger stuff when you talk with people, like, okay, how does a Launchpad actually function? And what appears that happens is most of these Launchpads, they're not competitors. They work together to get allocation, right? As a team, like, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting, because we view them like separate, but actually they work together. So Unix is signing a deal with DAOmaker, where basically DAOmaker supports the Unix Launchpad. So there will be no rugs, all kinds of like additional pros. Interesting. Yeah. Right? This teaches you that, like how we're pulling you in, right?
Right.
We're getting pulled in by the bigger guys. And then all people have to remember is that as long as you give the value, you get the value. Right? And you 100%. you just keep rising. And that's one thing I experienced like way back. When people get too confident about their own value, they separate from the original unit, and then they crash, right? Because it's like, we have to share the love and not get too strong on the ego, because then, like it's a risky gamble to go out there alone. And that's what you have with these young guys, right? With these young guys, they might make that mistake, like, oh yeah, I've had the support. What about AnyPad? You follow AnyPad or not? The drama?
No. What's the drama?
Oh. Well, I mean, I even posted the screenshot in Digits Club. So they have been doing quite some launches. And I think in December, I sent the first message out like, hey guys, your launches are not going well. If you need advice, I have a contact who's working at a major Launchpad group, let's call it that, who's willing to give some advice. So I'm not going to say how the Launchpad is run, specifically AnyPad, but it's like very far from efficient in my opinion. Yesterday, I gave them like a message like, hey, I have no more trust in this Launchpad. I don't see it going anywhere. If the founders are not there, that's basically it, right? They have like 4 founders and it's basically run by VAs, the entire Launchpad. Which I mean, like, that makes no sense in my opinion. There's so many mistakes. It's barely any communication. Everything what I said about value, it's not there, right? It's the opposite. But they're not picking it up. They're just ignoring it. And now they have like a specific group for like bigger investors, like a venture capital arm. And now the big boys are showing up saying like, oh, we're not happy, right? And these are like guys holding like anywhere from 1 million to 5 million AnyPad tokens. So they're like big guys. They do like $10,000 worth of allocation each. And they're saying they're not happy. Crickets, nothing. And I'm just like, all the people that work on a service level at AnyPad are such nice guys, right? They're just trying their hardest within what they have to satisfy the community. But the community needs a leader to step up, to talk with them. What is it we're doing wrong? This is why it went wrong, and this is how we're going to solve it. But it's crickets, it's quiet. They're focusing on their next project or whatever the fuck they're doing, which is like the cash grab mentality, in my opinion. Where I'm like, you know, this drama, it's not like it's 1 week or one launch. This is like 12 launches across 4 months. That's like one big disaster. And in a bearish market, these things happen, right? They did get Godzilla, they did get Sidus as well. So they can do it, right? But compared to other paths, and I think it's always relative, right? Something is always relative compared to something else.
Yeah.
The performance has just been going down. And as a partner, I think I would voice my opinion and be heard, right? But you can imagine if they don't listen to me, they're not going to listen to anybody in the random fucking audience, because I have a direct interest in their success, right? We don't have a real partnership, but it's like, and it just makes me wonder, right? When I think about value first, how can that Launchpad ever thrive? Or how has it even gone so long with so many people on their token with shit performance? That means that it's just an excuse for shit projects, shit teams to launch shit projects and still make money. And I think these guys should be punished by the market, not specifically in terms of value or money, nothing like that. I mean, like, don't do anything criminal. But I'm saying, like, people should voice their opinion and not be afraid to say something when they don't like something. And these guys should just talk. If they just say, like, okay, I'm saying, like, I don't think the launch went well, and he says it's a technical error, we apologize. It won't change a fucking goddamn thing about the launch, but people feel better, right? At least they're being heard. And he might still say, I hate your platform. And he says, okay, it is what it is, right? I've said that many times. People said, like, oh, I thought we would get this allocation. When is the next allocation? I'm like, it's happening when it's happening, right? Because I can't make any more promises, because last time that didn't go well. So my apologies, but that's what you got to deal with right now. All right, then I'm going to leave. Okay, well, that's all I can do. I gave you my answer, and that's fine. You can leave. That's okay, right? You're not required to be here.
Exactly.
But at least you said something. And instead of just ignoring them, I'm like, it just doesn't make sense.
Right.
PS is asking, can we pump any pad first? I don't think a pump would occur. I think if Hersha, the CEO, would make an announcement, and not like just type an announcement, actually like a video recording or a voice AMA. And I'm like, with the amount of content we produce, right, with the amount of AMAs that we do, why wouldn't you take 5 minutes of your day to save your fucking company from dying? I'm like, why? What? Like, how? It makes, like, in every aspect makes no sense to me, at least. But I wish them the best, though. I told them, I fucking destroyed them in that chat, and then I told them, this is wasted potential. That's all it is. I'm not mad, right? And I'm not saying these guys don't know what they're doing, because there must be something going on, otherwise you wouldn't do this. But I said, here, let me read what I said. Is my screen share off? Yeah, okay. I'll just pick it up. I said, because it was quite a good message, in my opinion. But I didn't get a reply. I said, it's not like this is anything new. If you can't learn how to communicate in 4 months of mistakes, perhaps go back to middle school.
Middle school. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, like that's what, and then I said something else about the founding team, but I'm not going to repeat that here. It's a little savage. But all in all, nobody replied to that message, right? A lot of people replied in that group to support me, but the team is nowhere to be found. And that's what I liked about Firestarter. When I called them out in that video about their mistakes, they reached out. The community picked it up. They posted it, right? And they reached out like, hey, we see about the tiers. Can we talk about it? Could you suggest something? And I don't get paid for my advice, right? It's not an advisory role, but I'm willing to help them because it will help us in the long term, right? If the Digits Club members are more happy with Firestarter, they're better launches, everybody wins. And sooner or later, what do you know? They'll be willing to sign a partnership. So we win, ultimately. But you give value first.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Marketing 101, guys. If you want to start a business, come talk with your boy, 100% free of charge.
Throwing knowledge bombs out there today. I like it.
For me, it's common sense, right? But I feel like maybe it's a little bit of a rant topic today anyway. But I think it's very much important because the business is so fragile still. There are no regulations in the crypto space. You can basically do what you want. People should be aware of that as well. And, I think Elliot trades with the imposters. Did you follow that, Mint?
I
Happening
have.
soon.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
he did great. I think he did great. He overplayed his hand by saying it's a 3 Ethereum mint. People said, what are you going to do with 60 million?
yeah.
He didn't have an answer. So he said, we're dropping it to 1 ETH. And everybody was said like, okay, it's still a lot of money, but fine. But he didn't say I was wrong, right?
No.
But he basically said, I got your feedback. He did several AMAs on Twitter Spaces, on Discord. And he basically said, I hear you. I don't have an answer. So yes, it would be a cash grab. We're going to lower it because we don't actually need that money, right? We need money for the development and we also want to make some money. Yeah. But I'm like, and people want more like, oh, we want a public apology. Shut the fuck up. This guy basically listened, right? It's actually, I'm going to mint 5 imposters, right? Because I actually believe in his ecosystem, in his IDs. I think he has a large following. I think it will do well. So I have 5 whitelist spots, but...
Yeah, he's a marketing genius in my book. I mean, there's a lot of other things that, not too fond of, but in regards to marketing, like Elio gets it. He knows how to really put himself out there. So
I don't like his content. I like Alex Becker, but I think like the friends he has, the circles he has, the connections he has, that's just a good foundation of a good project. I mean, like, I don't like the imposters, avatars, or whatever they are, how they're doing their roadmap. I don't really care that much. There's a lot of mints. I just need to keep up to date. There's already enough headaches. But I just pick that one thing, right? 3 Ethereum floor, feedback, 1 week later, 1 Ethereum floor. That has gained my trust because nobody, well, I haven't seen it that many times, will say indirectly that they're wrong. Right. And that's basically one thing that I saw in the Chosen chat earlier this week, when somebody was like, oh, yeah, you did make a promise about some allocation. I think it was like PaxWorld.pad. So that's still happening, but it was about Valera DAO, or I think of Valera DAO, which didn't happen because the allocation was too small. It was only $200. So we cannot divide it by fucking 200 people, right? Yeah. And I said, yeah, you are 100% right. It wasn't really a broken promise, in my opinion, because I promised that we would get allocation and we got allocation. It just wasn't enough when I heard how much it was to divide it, right? So my promise was to get allocation and we got it. We just didn't give it to you. That's different. But he's like, no, it's like a broken promise. And I'm like, fine, I got you, right? I understand you. And from that point onwards, we haven't made any promises. So you'll just need to wait. And then the argument is over, right? Because I said I was wrong. Right. And we learned from that mistake. Although it was very tiny and in my opinion, neglectable, it hurt some people emotionally, not even financially, but emotionally. So I'll just say, hey, my bad. No more promises here and out. But now people are asking, what about the characters? I get DMs. When is that happening? I don't know. I don't know anything about anything. And when I do make an announcement, like the updates for track digits, it's always no promises. I will repeat it every single time. No promises. This is what it will look like in my head. But how do I actually look like? We'll have to see. And that's like the consequence, right? I mean, because then you can never disappoint people. And if I do, fuck you. I don't care. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm playing.
Somebody screenshot that.
Yeah. No, I'm playing. But I mean, the thing is, the behind the scenes of projects are very important. I see people... and that's, for example, the AnyPad, right? I'm in a private chat with one of their, or at least like a venture arm, where it's like only high-level people there. They're not there either, right? So when I see a project struggling on the front end, but I know the team is doing whatever it takes to make it right, they just need some time because things take time, that's fine, right? Because you are allowed to make mistakes. You need to provide some value. Steps have to be made, all these things. That's 100% okay in my opinion. But what you can't do is, you're big on Solana, right? You saw the Solana guys, that they were building some kind of metaverse with buildings. They raised like, I think $5 million. And then 6 months later, no development updates. The guy said, Jack, I just can't do it anymore. Somebody take over this project, something like this. And he bought like a McLaren or something. You see that or not?
No, what was the metaverse called? Or
Yeah, I forgot. I did post something about it in Digits Club, but that was actually insane. Like that's why people don't want to invest into like these projects, because people keep fucking pulling that kind of
yeah.
shit, you know?
Well,
And
Solana, because its ecosystem is so large and the gas fees are so small, there have been, at least in its earlier days, a lot of scam projects. Unfortunately, NFTs and in crypto, like that was just a big thing that kind of turned a lot of people off. Recently, that's kind of been turned down, thankfully. But yeah, I mean, the gas fee is so low. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of scammers out in that
yeah, I mean,
space.
like it's part of the
Yeah,
process. I mean, right? It's like
exactly.
evolutionary as well. Like
Yeah,
the more people become aware and the more people study, and that's, I think, the opposite of the moon boy thing.
yeah,
It will go well, right? People need time, but because I'm a project owner, I put a lot of responsibility with the project owners, right? And also with the
hmm
investors, right? Like, don't get me wrong, you still need to do your due diligence. If you get rugged, 95% you could have prevented that, right?
true. True.
However, if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true.
Yeah,
Definitely keep that in
yeah.
mind in general. And you can't always be on the 100% gains, right? When
Right.
the Solana project was Neo Nexus. Crypto Winter pulled that up. Neo Nexus. Yeah, you want me to show it?
Yeah, if you found it, yeah, this is
You
interesting.
still have time?
10 more minutes at
Yeah.
most.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay. That's okay. I remember what you
Look
said.
on popular NFT metaverse.
Okay, there we go. We can
Interesting.
all see this. Neo Nexus world. Okay, so it looked quite cool, right? Neo Nexus, blah, blah, blah. Uh, Here, this is what he posted. It is with a heavy heart that we must inform you that we can no longer continue healthy development of the Neo Nexus project. We would like to hand over the project to our community or a community selected party for the takeover that is feasible possible. But what about the
Yeah.
funds, though? What about the funds that you raised? Is that going to be migrated? Wait a minute. So you rugged and you're not
That,
doing jack shit about it. And his name is Jack Shi, I think. So that's like a good pun. Here, this is what they raised: 20,000 Solana, 3 million USD minimum, right? That's what they raised, an estimate.
yeah, that's a slow
Where
rug
did the
right
money
there.
go? But it's like a lot of memes, but there's also a lot of pictures of him buying a new car, like some kind of, yeah, here we go. See?
Oh,
And
Jack
obviously
Shi.
he spent some of that money on a nice Lamborghini. What a dickhead, Jack Shi.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, Solana. I mean, that's the reputation it's getting for throwing projects like these. It's yeah, it sucks, but I'm still bullish on Solana overall in general. But yeah, just a lot of these terrible rugs, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like a slow rug as well. So the team is
It's a
doxed and
slow rug.
still
Yeah.
it's like, come on, give some more information. If you can't do it, if you got fucking cancer or something, just say that, right? Like,
Yeah.
if there's like a real reason, people, it happens. Like in business, businesses fail. So it's bound to happen with some of
Right.
these NFT projects, right? So, but this is just a slow rug, just like, hey guys, so yeah, thank you for 3 million. 6 months later, barely any updates. Yeah, I can't do it anymore. Why? Why not like a video? Why not like an announcement, a pre-recorded video? No, just on Twitter, just like, hey, if somebody's still interested in this shit, thank you for the 3 million buy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Another popular NFT rug actually on Solana was Balloonsville. That
Yeah,
was a
I did follow
lot.
that one. I made a video on that actually. That one was savage. The guy just
Yeah.
saying like, yeah, fuck you guys, Magic Eden, blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
He was
true
like the
savage.
Joker of like the Batman series. He was just like it's saying, "I am the person that rugged it. I did it on purpose, and fuck you all." You know, like yeah, it was a savage rug.
Real savage. But
Yeah.
yeah, all part of the game. GC is saying he didn't actually buy the car. Well, good for him. We still want to know
Oh,
where
good.
$3 million went. And if he would say it, like, I mean, what people do have to understand, I think, as a summary, right? People launch projects to make money. Just keep that in mind, right? So if somebody launches characters, games, or whatever like this, even if it only costs them $10,000, $50,000, and they make $10 million, right? That's their business capacity. right? However, it would make sense that if you make $10 million and the community is unhappy, that you spend maybe 500K, 1 million to keep the community happy, because you can do a lot of things in this space, which is a lot of fun, and people are quite easily entertained, right? So it's not that difficult, but people are too greedy, which is, I think, the most important thing. But yeah, to consider. Kevin, you want to say something before we go?
Absolutely. Again, happy to be on board with the Digits YouTube Club and also, of course, the Digits NFT Club. I only see good things, like Colin, what you were mentioning earlier today. I mean, there's so many things in your brain. I can feel it, you know, because you're saying it vocally, and I can see your brain moving. And so I'm definitely bullish on the NFT that we got going on. Definitely bullish on the future for both the Digits Club and crypto gaming space. So if there's anything that you guys want to see specifically out of me, feel free to let me know either in the Discord or in the comments of the videos. Again, I'm new to this space in regards to making videos. So if there's a style that you're looking for or you would rather see, let me know. If there's a project that no one's covering, but you'd like me to do a deep dive on, let me know. I'm really open up for anything. So I want this channel and my videos to be about what you guys want to see. So
What about
absolutely.
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans. I'm saying, I mean, if you want it, I'm a person of the people. So Colin and I will figure something out. But yeah, that's my closing statement.
Perfect. Thank you, Macchi, for being here. Perhaps we can do this again
Absolutely.
sometime in the future. I always like to do things live. I think it's great. Very much appreciate you being here. Good luck
Absolutely.
with your work this weekend. Thank everybody for hopping on, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.